So out practicing with Oreo, and one of the first lessons that we're gonna do is just name recognition, especially when she's gonna be out and her nose is gonna be extremely distracting for her. We wanna get plenty of practice in with her hearing her name and responding. So we're just gonna build a positive association with it with some treats. So she's got some bottle cap there in her mouth. So Oreo, drop. Good girl, perfect. Good girl. Okay. Giving her an exchange for whatever's in her mouth, so that way she drops it on her own as opposed to us having to fish it out of there. Hey, how you doing? Say hi. She's scared of the thing. It's okay, come here. Wanna try to give her a treat? Good girl. See, it's okay. Good girl. Good girl. Thank you. Good job. A little bit of socializing in there too. I have her on a longer lead as well as a comfortable harness, just so that way we're not putting extra pressure on her neck while she's learning good walking skills. This will just distribute the force along her chest and around her stomach there. Good girl. So all I'm waiting is for her to kind of get a little bit further away and distracted. And then I'm just gonna use her name and have a treat ready for her for when she responds. And we'll usually do a combination of her name and then a recall. And the reason why I have a longer leash is so that way there's no tugging on it before I'm ready to get her attention. Whereas if we're on a traditional short leash, as soon as she got about 5 or 6 feet away, the leash will get tight, and that may trigger her to respond and look back, which is normally fine. We'll do some leash work like that later on, but especially in the beginning when I kind of want her to respond to her name. Good girl, down. Good Oreo. And practice some longer range recall naturally. This will work out well. You just have to be aware and careful when you're out in the neighborhood. It's usually pretty quiet, and just being ready to pause the leash from extending if necessary. So like right there, I know that this yard, they have a no dog on it sign, so just pressing it to create that artificial boundary for me. She responded really well with that. But this is kind of what I want her to naturally do, is just explore, get lost in her nose with some trails and some scents, and then just call her back with her name. So there's a distraction. Oreo. Good girl. Good. And sitting is optional, because I really just want to reward her right now for responding to her name, so that way the rest of the training will be a lot easier once we kind of condition her to respond even when she's distracted. So it's fine that she comes by to sit, but it's not really the main focus of this initial exercise. She is doing well of just kind of sticking close and checking in. Good girl. So I'll go ahead and just reward that periodically as well. Good girl. Good job. Just to help continuing to encourage her to check in on her own without having to hear her name. Got a little itch. Good girl. Okay, so she's got something distracting her now. Oreo. Yes, good girl. Good job. Now I'm going to prevent her from going back there. Oh, never mind, she turned around. And that name response and recognition is kind of paramount for everything else that we're going to do, because the key to success is to be able to get her attention first, so that way she's actually focused on us, so then we can give her a command. Somebody didn't pick up there. Oreo, come. Good girl, good job. Yeah. And as the days go on, we'll continue adding more exercises to this one simple drill. But for now, we just want to get her to be able to peel off of her nose and back to us for our treat or reward. Some praise or acknowledgement is always good. Right now I'm rewarding her every time, just to reward her for peeling her nose off of things. Oreo, yes, good job, and leaving things alone. Now what I'm going to do is lock the lead and keep walking. There we go, good girl. So that way she can't just ping pong back to the trash there. All I'm doing is just waiting for her to get distracted or interested. Once she's further away, having a treat ready, and then calling her name and rewarding her for responding to it. Good girl. Of course, as time goes on, we can wean her off of the treats, maybe rewarding her every 3 to 5 times she responds, or if she responds after, pulling herself away from something that's really interesting to her. But for now, just because we want to really hone that twitch response for her, I'm just doing it every time. Good girl. So there, she's distracted by the person taking out the trash. Hi, how you doing? Oreo? Yes, good girl. Thanks. Good girl. Okay. And we'll do it one more time and then we'll move on. Oreo. Yes, good girl. Have a good one. Good girl. Yeah. It's a very basic exercise, but it's very important. Alright. So we're gonna do maybe another block or two and then give her a break. Luckily the weather is a little bit nicer out. It's not too hot, but I'll pick up recording. Good girl. Another time. Good job.